Hello everyone. This is a video which is an explainer on option premium. Before you start watching this video, it is recommended that you watch the video associated with intrinsic value because for this video, the prerequisite is understanding of intrinsic value. Let's get started then. Now, we are going to talk about option premiums. Every time you talk about put or a call option and an actively traded option, there is a premium associated with an option. Now, that premium comprises of two components: an intrinsic value of an option plus an extrinsic value of an option, which is more commonly known as time value. Now, let's understand the concept. I've collected some data to explain you how time value moves over a period of time and how intrinsic value changes with the change of the underlying asset value. Now, we are talking about Nifty. The underlying, as part of our discussion, is Nifty 50. Let's start with the first set of data points to understand option premium, intrinsic value, and the time value. Now, this is data for August 7, 2025, recorded as of 10:45 a.m. If you look at Nifty 50 index was trading at 24,434.60, and a put and a call option of 24,500 strike price was trading at 79 rupees and 17.45 rupees respectively. Now, when I plug these numbers under the call and put columns, with the spot being the Nifty value and the strike, the same strike for both the options, 24,500. And if you remember intrinsic value, for call, it is spot minus strike. So the intrinsic value of the call option is zero. However, because the market is trading below my strike, my put option has an intrinsic value of 65 rupees. Strike minus spot. However, the option premium on the screen is 1745 for call and 79 for put, which means if I go by the equation of option premium, which says option premium is equal to intrinsic value plus extrinsic value or time value, that automatically means if the option premium is 79 rupees, the 13 rupee additional that you are paying to buy that option is time value because your intrinsic value was 65. So when you deduct that 65 from 79, the remaining value is the value associated with time. This contract is going to expire same day at 3:30. Till that time, you are still left over with certain number of hours, and which is why the option has some time value. For call option, there is no intrinsic value, which means the 17.45, which is entirely visible on the screen, can be attributed to time value. There are additional 5-6 hours for market to close, and that is why there is a time value component associated with call option. Now, the purpose of capturing the same options for a later time short was to explain you how these numbers move. At 12:30 p.m., the market was almost at the same level. Nifty remained at 24,433, hardly any change, 1 point change. However, if you notice, the call option premium collapsed from 17.45 to 9.85 because we have spent additional 1 hour 45 minutes of time. The time to expiry is now lesser, and which is why the option is losing its time value. Classical concept of time decay or theta decay. For put, no major change. The option still trades at 78.30 versus 79, and therefore the time value is marginally lower again because we are heading closer to expiry. The same option at 2 o'clock or 2:15. Call option is even lower in terms of premium value. The market is still more or less at the same value. No major change. A perfect day for option sellers. Till here. And call option has lost premium from 9.85 to 4.8, while put still remains more or less where it was. At 2:59, the picture is very different. The market has actually moved 100 points higher from where we were. From 433, the market has gone to 531. And that has changed the entire picture. Now, your call option is in the money. You are above the strike of 24,500, and call option suddenly has intrinsic value, while the put, which was enjoying an intrinsic value of 66, 67 rupees, is now zero. The put is trading at 4.5 rupees, which is purely the time value for the next 30 minutes. While for call, the time value is again 4 rupees change. Again, market is expected to close in the next 30 minutes, and these time value components should come out close to zero. Now, this was a fabulous day to start recording this data. I never thought I'll get such a good data by the time I end the recording exercise or by the time I end the collection exercise. It showcased how a put option, which was running in the money, suddenly goes out of the money, and a call option, which was out of the money for major part of the day, suddenly comes in the money. But by the time the market closed, the picture was completely on the other side of the spectrum. Look at what happened. The market actually recovered entire loss and went to 24,600 almost. Call option tripled in 30 minutes from almost 35 to 100, and the put option lost all its value. So by the time the market closed, there is no time value for these options. Whatever is left is intrinsic value for options. And this is why we say option premiums are a combination of intrinsic plus extrinsic value or time value. I hope this is helpful to understand what an option premium is and how does it get calculated using intrinsic value and extrinsic value. Thank you.